I read a quote that said sometimes it takes an overwhelming breakdown to have an undeniable breakthrough. I'm going to talk to you today about hitting rock bottom and how I came back from it through the power of goal setting and changing my mindset. When you hear the word goal, what's the first thing that comes to mind? When I thought about a goal, it was a New Year's resolution that I never got around to, or a sticky note that more often than not got thrown away or put in a drawer somewhere. But not today. Now I know a goal is so much more than that. You see, I'm a goal setter, and I've been setting goals my entire life without realizing I was doing it. So buckle up. According to Locke's goal setting theory, setting challenging and specific goals leads to 90% better work performance. Remember when I told you I'd been setting goals without even realizing I was doing it? From a young age, I yearned for a life beyond the boundaries I'd grown up within. I wanted a safe place to live. I wanted to be able to pay my bills and buy groceries when I was hungry. I just wanted better. At its primal level, let's break that down. I wanted to do an honest day's work, not go hungry. I wanted to come home to a safe place to live. I recognized I had to build new skills and secure the kind of promotions that would make those dreams a reality. It takes a lot of little goals that fed into my overall big goal of I just wanted better for myself. At its definition, a goal is a desired outcome or achievement that you aim to reach. It's a specific target or objective that guides your actions and efforts. Setting goals also does magical things for our mental health. Setting and achieving goals can also provide direction, which translates into a focused, clear effort, can provide motivation, giving you a sense of purpose and drive, and then finally, satisfaction, a feeling of accomplishment and reward. As humans, we all look for this. We all seek out reward in one way or another. When we get a reward, it activates the parts in our brain that just make us feel good. Now, at the beginning, I told you I was going to talk to you about hitting rock bottom and how that even relates to goals. In 2019, I hit my rock bottom. I had to change my life. I had to move. I had to change my environment. I had to start to unlearn so many unhealthy behaviors. I started changing and reevaluating my entire ideology. In October of 2020, that's when I found Cardinal at a very pivotal moment in my life. The community I started at was, well, you can say a troubled asset. And me being my high stress, problem solving self, regardless of what we were going through and facing, I still felt like it was home. I love our military structure, and I love all of our acronyms. With my ADHD, I need structure to be my best self. However, that means I also hate structure at the very same time. Confusing, right? It is a true love-hate relationship. You see, when I was in a bad place, when I was unhealthy mentally, I would take something like structure and I would make it my number one enemy. I would rebel against it. I would let myself believe that structure was setting me up to fail because I would convince myself that I was wronged by it somehow, as if structure was a person with its own personal vendetta against me. And then I would let that be the excuse for my own bad behavior. When my mind was in an negative, unhealthy place, even things that felt too good, I would start to self-sabotage. Let's be honest, I self-sabotage for a lot of reasons that I still have to catch myself from doing today. But there's a big difference now. I'm no longer a victim of my own self-actions. I'm a victor of understanding why I do the things I do. And as a victor, I carry a responsibility to do the right thing by myself and others. I have flipped my brain. I fill my brain with positive rewards now. My switch is flipped from victim to victor. But that didn't come easy. It took hard work. I had to be uncomfortable. We hear that all the time. You need to be uncomfortable to grow. I had to have uncomfortable conversations. People had to have uncomfortable conversations with me. I understand what it's like to be on the other end of that HR phone call. Definitely not one of my proudest moments. But what I learned from being uncomfortable changed me for the better. It made me a better leader. It hurt to be told I wasn't a good leader. I had to learn how to truly take corrective criticism, accept responsibility like I never had before. I had to realize I wasn't always right. And if I wanted to be successful at this amazing company that I had fallen in love with, then I needed to get uncomfortable. I had to change. And when you look at yourself in the mirror for the first time truly with honesty, oh man, can that be hard. But again, we're back to that love-hate thing. Sometimes you need something hard to challenge you to be better. And that's what I was doing. I wanted better. I was getting better by being better. Setting big goals can be scary. We can become overwhelmed by a goal, causing us to abandon the goal altogether. But why is that? More often than not, either the goal becomes too overwhelming or it's abandoned because of a sense of fear. So let's break down one of my big scary goals. In 2022, I left Summit with this deep fire inside of me. I wanted to be on that big stage. I wanted to walk away with an award. But I didn't just want any award. I wanted Turnaround Community of the Year. And like I said, I was at one of those communities. We all know them. We all love them. They are where we truly have to do more with less. When I start to break down a goal, I like to think of a spider web, breaking things into their subgroups. To win Turnaround Community of the Year, I had to do lots of things like increase revenue, repair reputation management, increase team engagement. Then you take one of those off and you spider it again. Let's take increasing revenue. What did I need to do? I needed to increase collections, negotiate vendor contracts, increase occupancy. Then you take one of those and you spider it off again. How do you increase collections? This is where your goals start to look really clear. In 6 months, I want to be under 2% current AR. I want to add 2 extra door knocks to my collections efforts. As I found myself completing each one of these items and checking off the boxes, before you knew it, I was increasing revenue. Do you see how it took a lot of little goals that fed over into that one bigger overall goal? Now I want you to look at yourself and what you're doing every single day. Aren't you a goal setter too? I come to you as a person who has walked a long and winding road from the brink of despair in my youth to having to learn how to be successful while battling learning disabilities. I've experienced profound loss, escaped domestic violence, overcome addiction, and I'm standing in front of you here today, not as a broken person, but as a happy, successful, thriving businesswoman who is proof through the power of goal setting and changing your mindset to a positive one. You can truly do anything. When you log off here, I want you to go and start building out your web. Start with that big, scary goal. Then break it down from there. You need to be intentional even if it doesn't feel like it's something that's that big. It can be something as small as I want to show up 15 minutes early to work for the next straight 2 weeks. That can lead into I want to be the next CEO. I want you to hold your feet to the fire. Create the structure that you need to wake up those 15 minutes early and hold yourself accountable. If you need to hit snooze for another 5 minutes, not the full 15, reset the 2 weeks and try again. Remember, you're never losing as long as you're learning. Go build goals around something you're passionate about. If you love leasing, dive into your PPM metrics that involve leasing. As you complete these goals and you're checking off those boxes, remember, you're also setting off the reward system in your brain in a healthy way. As Walt Disney said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. I hope if you take anything away from my Red Talk today, you take away you don't have to have a good past to have an amazing future.